10 before the hour. We don't have a sponsor this hour, do we? No, we don't. Okay. Where are we? Here we are. Mark is in San Francisco. Hi, Mark.
Mike, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. I was watching Rachel Maddow tonight, and she was mentioning the fact that she believes that Chuck Hagel's nomination is retaliation for him speaking out against the Bush crime family and the neocon rats.
Well, she stole that from our show. You didn't hear earlier tonight, did you? You weren't here.
I might have missed it, Mike.
All right, hold on a second. Kathy's going to cue it up. What we played tonight is something that we played on this program on Thursday, March 27th, 2008. Chuck Hagel is talking with Wolf Blitzer, and let's do cut 65, Kathy. Yeah, do 65 first. In this particular cut, Mark, Wolf Blitzer is quoting from Hagel's new book at the time, 5 years ago. It's called America, Our Next Chapter. And Blitzer...
I did write those words.
Wait a minute. Blitzer did ask Chuck Hagel about Bush's... there was a quote in the book where Hagel talks about Bush's incompetence and arrogance. Now, this is what Blitzer said. He says, Senator Hagel, I want to just read one quote from the book because it's a powerful quote and get your explanation. Quote, so why did we invade Iraq? I believe it was the triumph of the so-called neoconservative ideology as well as Bush administration arrogance and incompetence that took America into this war of choice. They obviously made a convincing case to a president with very limited national security and foreign policy experience who keenly felt the burden of leading the nation in the wake of the deadliest terrorist attack ever on American soil, end quote. But, Senator, the words arrogance and incompetence jumped out at me. You want to elaborate on what you meant by writing those words?
I did write those words, and I meant it, and I still mean it, and I think it was arrogance and incompetence that put this country in such a hole here around the world. Arrogance meaning that they wouldn't listen to anyone. They didn't listen to our allies. Every major leader in the Middle East that I talked to, and I certainly know the president and others talked to before we invaded Iraq, warned the president, warned the vice president, warned Secretary Powell not to do this. Even a number of senior Israeli officials warned them not to do it. Members of Congress asked questions. I was among those who said, wait a minute, slow down. Let the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency officials finish their job. Slow this train down. They wouldn't listen to anybody. It was just raw arrogance. Incompetence? I think it was incompetence.
Now, that's, we had another cut that we played earlier tonight, Mark, but we had that particular cut on this program 5 years ago, short of a month. And this was back when Hagel was, a sitting senator, and he was one of the few who really, in the Republican side, who really challenged the Bush crime family's policies. So if Rachel picked up on this tonight, the same day that we did, I just find that weirdly coincidental.
Yeah, the other thing, Mike, I'm sorry I missed that on your show, but I listened to you religiously, but I missed that. She's going to have a documentary called Hubris, The Selling of the Iraq War.
Oh.
She's going to lay out the lies and the deception, and I guess go through the history of how this war was drummed up and all the participants in it. And she's going to lay it out on Monday night, and she expects some heavy backlash from it. But it's good timing because what she said tonight was really important. Mm-hmm. If we don't address this and bring it out as a disaster, that this could happen again, and we can never let this happen again.
Here's, if I might, Mark, here's something that I just wonder where this leaves Rachel Maddow. If she does produce and present on her show something called Hubris that explains the deception and the trickery and the lies and the deceit that were involved in our invasion of Iraq, do you think it would be fair, and I'm just asking this, I'm not suggesting an answer, would it be fair for Rachel Maddow at that point to stop and not ask the next obvious question, is it right and proper for the Obama administration to be using pilotless aircraft, drone aircraft, to target people on a kill list?
I think that would be a great question for her to ask.
But I just wonder if that's going to happen. I have great respect for Rachel Maddow. We both worked together at Air America. So, I have no doubt of her sincerity. What I'm questioning is how far can any television star or media star, and I don't say that in Rachel's case disparagingly, how far can they go before the corporate ownership clamps down and says, you went too far? I mean, I think about Bill Maher. I think about, this is going way back, but I think about the Smothers Brothers. I think about so many people who have been censored in a real direct and egregious way by just having their programs taken away from them. So I just, and now that MSNBC is owned outright now by Comcast, and Comcast is notorious as being owned by right-wingers of the highest order. So I hope that Rachel puts this together. I'd love to see it, and I just wonder how far she's going to be able to go. Mark, I have to leave it there. Thank you very much for checking in tonight. It's time for us to boogie on out. Thanks, Mark. And thanks to everybody for hanging out this week. I do appreciate it. I'll see you Monday, okay? What is it, President's Day? Take care. Keep it lit. I'm Mike Malloy. Have a great weekend, Kevin Kinney, wherever you are. Say goodnight, Kathy.
Good night, lizards.